The Lave Game.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Lave Game Season 1, Episode 9, The Average Man's Perspective on Football. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me on the panel tonight is Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Hello.
Herman.
How you doing?
And Brian.
Good evening.
Before we get started, I want to encourage you to go over to sportsintel.net to get some great commentary and opinions on everything related to sports. That's sportsintel.net. Also want to encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and also hit that little bell icon so you get notifications of whenever we go live. So we're going to jump into it. Herman, what's going on?
Good evening, sports people. So before we get into the show real quick, just in case anybody out there is wondering why we're always sitting in different seats, the moderator sits in the middle. So the other two, we just flop around. Just make it a little interesting for you. So just so you know, plus Marcus blocks one of us during the show, so we don't always want to be blocked by Marcus. That's true. All right, so we're going to jump into this one. We're going to start off with the Sunday night game. We had the Patriots at home versus the Colts.
That was Thursday night.
Thursday night game. I'm sorry. Marcus, who'd you have for that one?
You know, I had Brady and the Patriots. You know, I'm never picking against them. I think they're in full stride right now. I think they're about to, it might be they're looking like the team they're supposed to look like. So it's gonna be a good game next week against Kansas City. So I think it's the Patriots that we expect. They're here now.
Brian, who'd you have?
I also went with the Pats on that one. We had talked about, that the Patriots wouldn't lose 3 in a row. The Colts had a tough task trying to come in there on a Thursday night, kind of beat up, and it just didn't have enough firepower to keep up with the Pats. And I was right on that.
Mark, how about you?
Patriots the same. They starting to get their true form back together, especially with them getting Edelman back in the click. I thought they were going to pretty much come out and dominate. Nick did.
Yeah.
Brady getting his form. I took the Patriots also.
Yeah, I took the Patriots too. I looked at this game kind of like a statement game for them. Like you said, Brady was 34 for 44, 341 yards and 3 TDs and 2 picks. But Luck was good too. He was 38 for 59, 365 yards, 3 TDs and 2 interceptions. I think for Luck to be coming off of a shoulder injury, he's throwing too much.
59 is too much.
They need to get a run game.
And plus, that team is not really built to come back on anybody.
They're not. They're not. Their defense, couldn't really handle the Patriots.
Exactly.
So, it was a statement game for them. I think everybody was letting everybody know that our offense is back and we are going to be a contender.
Right, it's all 1 more year, but we're still going to be there at the end.
I'm not sure, but I think he threw 60 passes the week before or something close to that, and that's way too much passing.
Yeah, it's way too much, especially for him to be coming back off that shoulder.
And the fact that there was questions if he was even going to be able to make it back.
Mm-hmm. So. And now you got him out there throwing 60 times a game. Whew. It's a lot. All right, so we're going to move on to the Sunday night game, Cowboys and Texans. Brian, I'm going to start this one off.
So, of course, I went with the Cowboys. It was overtime, tough game. Defense played his heart out. Both defenses did, to be honest with you. But they had a number one receiver, and we didn't. And that number one receiver shined with, 134 some yards. Got him down in field position. 151. I'm sorry. And that last play, the best thing he did was there was a Dallas receiver coming from the back, ready to swipe it, Van Der Esch. And he took his hands and put his hands out even further so that he could make sure he got the yards that they needed and that we couldn't want to cause a turnover. And you got to give hats off to Houston, man. They did what they did. I thought Deshaun Watson was going to die in that game. He looked like he was in a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort, and I didn't think he was going to come out for overtime, but they made enough plays to make the win.
He's been the most hit quarterback this season so far. He's taken the most hits.
The most sacks too. Yeah, hits and sacks.
Yeah.
Of course, I picked the Cowboys too. I was leery about picking them in all honesty because when it comes to the Cowboys, we just don't know which offensive coordinator is going to show up that week, and you don't know what the offense is going to look like. I tip my hat to the defense. They had I think it was 3 red zone stops, and I mean like first and goals, and they kept Houston out of the end zone. and that's the only reason that Dallas was in the game. We're going to get into a little bit later about the 4th and 1, but in that situation, I'm not even an NFL coach. The team is moving the ball on me the entire game. My defense is just stopping them from getting in the end zone. I haven't kept them out of field goal range all night, okay, all night. But you decide to punt. You're an idiot. Point blank period. Who do you have, Mark?
On this game, I had the Houston Texans.
I just smiling so much.
I have to agree with the Dallas thing. I mean, your defense played real well. For Houston getting inside the red zone and only give up the 3 points, stop them from getting touchdowns. I mean, I think that was fantastic. I think it was good. The coaching, I'm scratching my head with it. I am. If you look at the stats since Dak and them been in there, as far as fourth downs, they're like 18 for 19. It's like, why not do it? But like as Herman said, we get into that a little bit later. But Houston is who I chose. They won.
Marcus?
Well, I picked the Texans, even though I wasn't completely sold on them being able to win that game. It was a close game what I thought it was going to be. And, I just feel sorry for Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's not living his best life right now. He is definitely not living his best life. And against, the Cowboys have a great defense. And they were just chasing him and abusing him, like he was a stepchild.
Yeah, he kind of went back to that his college play, it seemed like,
I mean, is the problem, is it their O-line is that bad?
It is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is. But even though their O-line is that bad, the decisions he made on some of his runs, that's not on the O-line.
Yeah,
that's
especially down there in the goal line, trying to break through.
Man,
well, some of that licking he deserved.
Yeah. Well, for Deshaun Watson, I got 3 words for you: R-G, 3. Okay. If that's where you want to be in 5 years, keep on doing that.
It's funny that you say that because a couple of his runs, it made me think of RG3 because some of them, I mean, he wasn't taking care of himself.
Not at all.
But in his defense, a lot of those runs he was taking those hits on, he was trying to get into it.
Yeah,
he shouldn't, but he was trying.
You have running backs for that.
That's true.
Take it, run out at the 1.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be the second leading rusher on your team if you're the quarterback for that game.
That's true. Yeah.
And you only missed being the leading rusher by 6 yards. So how about you?
You feel the same way about the Seahawks?
Well,
because Russell Wilson.
Last
year he was number 1. He's probably second on the
list.
But
Russell Wilson ain't getting hit running. He's getting hit sacked and.
So is it the running getting hit or is it the running?
It's the running and getting hit.
Okay.
That was RG3's problem. I don't mind him running. It's the running and getting hit.
Russell Wilson's smart enough to get down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he does
Absolutely.
Get down.
He plays smart.
He does.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next game. Monday, there was the Monday Nighter, the Saints versus the Redskins. I'm going to start this one off because I just have one line. It was a blowout, just like I said. Who'd you have, Mark?
This one, I did not have the Saints on it. I had the Redskins. I was disappointed. I thought I'd see a little bit more flash out of the Redskins than what we saw, especially coming off the bye week. Not so many injuries. Man,
yeah,
I'm scratching my head.
So with the Redskins.
I don't know what to say about them. But hats goes off to Drew Brees, a fantastic historical moment with catching the record. We'll get into that a little bit later too. But I had the Redskins and I didn't do well with that.
Brian, who'd you have? It's a shame, dude.
I am, and I deserve this because I actually had faith in you, Redskins. What was I thinking? Check down Charlie all game long, and when he wasn't checking it down, he was throwing it to the other team. Drew Brees lit y'all. I mean, lit him up. I went to bed right after he threw that last touchdown to set the record, and they stopped the game so he could celebrate with his family on the field.
You know what's crazy? You know they got a penalty for that?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I saw it. It was the celebration penalty.
I saw it was more than they could have did 15 because, and then your best corner gets benched in the second half, and nobody even really talks about it throughout the game. But kudos to the Saints, y'all did what y'all. I really in my heart thought y'all were going to do, but I don't know. I guess that was blinded by the Redskins defense the first 3 games of the season.
Marcus, who'd you have?
Can I vent for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead and vent. Get it out.
Last week, Herman, you asked me why do I talk about Tom Brady? Why do I talk about Patrick Mahomes? Why do I talk about the Redskins quarterback? That debacle of an episode of what you call a game is why I don't talk about the Redskins. I picked the Redskins, but I knew in my heart they were going to go in there and do that nonsense. They had a great game against Green Bay, won a game they shouldn't have won, and then they went in there and stuck it up. They went in there and allowed Drew Brees to get that. I mean, I knew he was going to get the yards in that game. That was without a doubt. But you couldn't have made him wait to the second half. No, you let him get it the first half. 2 minutes left to go in the half, and he gets the like Brian said, stop the game and we celebrate. Like, it's a party in New Orleans, and all you Redskins fans that took your high paws down there and danced in the streets and waving your little flags around. I hope you got to eat good, because that's the only thing you went there for was to eat. Because I know you didn't go there for that stupid game. And let me say something to my fellow Redskins fans. Don't you ever laugh. Hello? Oh, we got technical difficulty, y'all. I think Dan Snyder must have shut me down. One second. Let me see if I can get them back on. Sorry for the technical. Give us a couple minutes, guys. We're sorry. Technical difficulty. All right, sorry about that, guys. We that's a technical difficulty. I don't know what happened. So I had to bring in the other guys on the phone. So I was in the middle of my rant, and I believe Daniel Snyder must have heard me, and he's the cause of this. He's after me now. But let me just say that don't ever criticize another team. Let's say like the Browns. Yes, the Browns have only won 4 games in the last 2 years. But I believe their future is far brighter than the Redskins right now. They got a franchise quarterback Redskins to the same old, same old. We should be wearing bags on our faces. I'm done.
Oh wow. Okay.
Hey, can you make your picture like big, like you're the only one there?
Y'all gonna yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the Eagles and Vikings game. I picked the Vikings. I picked them because the Eagles were, they've been struggling. They're the defending Super Bowl champions. They're 2-3 now, and nobody's talking about their struggle. They talking about Dallas, but anyway, it was a good game. From the highlights I saw, I didn't actually see the whole game. Both the quarterbacks threw for over 300 yards. The Eagles don't have a run game. They're losing running backs, like water in a ship, a sinking ship. It's crazy. Who'd you have, Mark?
I chose the Eagles in this particular game. I thought that the Eagles would dominate, and they came. It was a pretty good game as far as back and forth, but Eagles prevailed. Talking about running backs, we can talk about this a little bit later, but they may be in a trade with getting somebody else back at home. But we'll talk about that later.
Brian, how about you?
I did not buy the hype. I did go with the Vikings on this one. I just felt like the Vikings just had a better offensive firepower. I thought the defense had enough to keep Wentz on his toes, and with him still trying to come back from that surgery, I felt comfortable that the Vikings would do what they did. And then, like you were saying, with Ajay and his new injury, the Eagles have a few more problems they're going to have to try to work out.
Marcus.
I picked the Eagles. Obviously, that was a mistake. I don't know if you call this a Super Bowl hangover or what it is, but they definitely don't like the team that they looked like last year. And that's pretty much the NFL. Just because you won the Super Bowl the year before, it's a whole different team this year. And it's just, I remember last year after they won the Super Bowl, they started writing books and saying stuff like, we know how to win Super Bowls here in Philly. And the Patriots can learn something much, because we can make it fun. It doesn't have to be work all the time. Well, look where your fun got you this year. So, maybe.
I didn't realize they said that. I didn't realize they said all that.
Yeah. The little, in the Super Bowl parade and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so you might be eating crow this year. You maybe need to wait till you win, till you go to win 5 Super Bowls like the Patriots have done before you start saying you know how to win Super Bowls. Especially when you have the least Super Bowls in your division.
Okay. You're right. All right, and the last game we picked last week was the Chiefs and Jags. I picked the Jags. I thought the Jags defense was going to be able to slow down that Kansas City offense. They did a little bit. Mahomes is starting to come a little bit back to earth every week, I think. It's showing just a little bit. I'm not saying that he stunk it up or anything, but they did continue to roll. But the true Blake Bortles showed up, and that was ugly. So I picked the Jags, and I was wrong on that one. Throw it over to Brian.
We were both on that Jaguars bandwagon. Like you said, the Jags. To be honest with you, the offense I knew wasn't going to score a ton, but I just expected a little more from the defense. Mahomes, like you said, he came down a little bit, but he's still making enough plays and doing what he has to do to win. And that's really what you got to do in the NFL. You're not going to score 40 points on every defense. You're not going to light it up for 5 touchdowns every game. But if you make enough plays and get enough points to get the victory, you got to still tip your hat to that young man.
How about you, Marcus? Who'd you have?
Well, I wasn't in any kind of bandwagon, but Mahomes being a rookie and the Jags being the defense they are, I figured that they would bring him down to earth and shut him down. And they did keep him from scoring any touchdowns. He threw 2 picks, but he definitely got the yards and the passes. And they obviously couldn't replicate what they do to Gronkowski to Kelsey, because Kelsey had 5 receptions for 100 yards. So. But of course, when they did that against the Patriots, they only had to worry about Gronk, and here they had to worry about Watkins and Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt.
Right.
I picked the Jags, but I'm not really surprised how it turned. Well, actually, I kind of am surprised how it turned out. I think we could say now that maybe the Kansas City Chiefs are real and Mahomes is real. I mean, the Jags were probably the toughest defense they were going to face, and they managed to pull it out. So, you know.
How about you, Marcus? Mark.
I too came up short on this one. I took the Jags. They didn't do it. Hats goes off to Kansas City's defense. They were stacking both Bortles and getting to them pretty much through the game. Mahomes did throw interceptions. It's the first game he threw interception. So I think they ran him a little bit, but wasn't quite enough. But I lost on this one. I chose the Jaguars.
Yeah, I think the Jags, their offense is a little in disarray. They don't have their main running back. And you had Bortles throwing 61 times. That's not going to win you the game.
No.
It's just not. He's not that quarterback. He threw four interceptions and one touchdown. So the Jags, they actually just signed Jamal Charles, which I was surprised he was just out there.
Well, he didn't do that well last year. He was with Denver last year, and he didn't do that well.
He never really recovered from that.
But that knee injury, I think, takes 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And he was all about speed and juking and things. He wasn't really like no hitter. He needs his ability to cut and make plays like that.
What was the injury he had?
I think it was an ACL he was recovering from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Chiefs cut him, and he wasn't really the same the next year. But
because I recall when he came, I remember picking him up, but I thought he was going to be a perfect fit for the Broncos. But it just never came to be.
All right, so let's roll into our picks for this week. We're going to start off with the Thursday night game, Giants and Eagles. Marcus, who are you picking on this one?
Man, when both teams are just doing bad, doing terrible, it's hard to pick on this. This game is in New York. In New York.
Yeah.
I really don't know. This is just a wild guess. I have no basis for this. I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Okay. I'm with you on divisional games when two teams are struggling. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I don't know why I don't see them losing 2 in a row. The Giants are terrible right now. And they're starting to look in disarray with OBJ. He's doing his thing again, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit too with his about his interview and stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Eagles on this one. Mark.
I'm riding with the Eagles on it. They just got too much momentum going on right now. I don't think Giants can overcome the turmoil they got going on. So I'm taking the Eagles.
Brian?
I'm with Marcus on this one. I disagree about there's so much turmoil going on. The Giants is the first time in I can't remember how many games that they scored 30 points in a game. And they went out and did what they had to do. I mean, for you to have to kick a 63-yard field goal to win a game, I mean, that's remarkable. I mean, I think he set a record. So the Giants really should have tied a record. Yeah, tied a record. So the Giants really should have beat Carolina. And I mean, that game wasn't a cleanly played game, but they made plays what they needed to get there, actually take the lead in the fourth quarter, and make the Panthers come down the field at the end to kick a 63-yard field goal. So because it's at home and because it is a NFC East game, I'm gonna go with the Giants.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the Sunday night game, and this one should be a good one. The Chiefs at the Patriots. Who are you going with, Brian?
Look, again, this is gonna be a barn burner. I mean, neither defense is great. The Patriots defense is a little more break but don't bend than the Chiefs defense. I think that Belichick will come up with something special for Mahomes, and because it's at home, give me the Pats.
Marcus, who you got?
Like Brian said, this is going to be a game right here. This right here has the potential to be home field advantage. This game matters a whole lot. And as much as I want to pick Kansas City and Mahomes, I never pick against Brady. So I got to go to Patriots.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, I think this game might come down to AFC home field advantage. This will be a tough one too. To me, I think this is probably a true test for sure for Mahomes. If he can get over the Brady or play better than Brady and the New England Patriots, I think this puts another notch on the Kansas City belt, kind of let you know that they're for real. It's hard to go against Brady right now, man. I'm taking Brady.
All right, well, I guess I'm gonna be the lone werewolf on this one. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, and the reason I'm gonna go with the Chiefs is because I keep picking against them and they keep winning. So I know that it's in Foxborough, and it's hard to beat the Patriots there, but every now and then somebody does come in there and they do beat the Patriots. And I think if any team is going to do it, it'll be the Chiefs. The Chiefs do have a good pass rush. Their corners have been playing pretty good. And if we're just going to go with a shootout, I'm going with the offense, the team that I feel like has the better offense, and I feel like that's the Chiefs. So I'm going with the Chiefs.
Well, let me say this. So this is, I found a comparison: Mahomes in 2018 and Brady in 2007. Now we all know which year that 2007 year was. That was an undefeated year. Through the first 5 games, Mahomes is 5-0, 302.6 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Tom Brady in 2007 was 5-0 record, 276.6 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So this will I think this would be a great game. But I disagree with Mark that this is a bigger test for Mahomes. To me, Jacksonville was the bigger test. I have no faith in New England's defense.
The only thing about New England's defense, just in my opinion, is you got Belichick, and Belichick really knows how to confuse a quarterback. So being that Mahomes is young, that could play a big role in it. It's going to be more about how I think Belichick schemes against Mahomes. Than it is maybe the players. Like defense-wise, yeah, Jacksonville definitely has a better defense than the Patriots. But the Patriots have Belichick, and he's always been that X factor.
Well, yeah. Well, this is the same Belichick, the defense that let backup quarterback just run all over him in the Super Bowl last year. So.
All right.
And best corner in the game. That's a whole other story.
All right, let's move on to the Bucks and the Falcons. This one is in Atlanta. I'm gonna go.
This is Monday night?
This is no the Monday night. Oh, did I skip? I didn't skip Packers 49ers. Oh, I did. I'm sorry, I skipped Packers 49ers. My bad. We're gonna go Monday night game first. Packers 49ers. I guess I skipped this one because I don't feel like it's a very big competition. So I'm going with the Packers. Not a lot to say. Who you got, Mark?
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. Packers. Really ain't much to say about this one. I think he might go to bed early on this one.
Yeah, pretty much.
This might be a low-scoring game right here.
Don't expect a lot of review on this one next week either, Peter. Who you got, Brian?
Yeah, the only way to be a lot of review on this one is somehow the Niners pull this game out. But they lost their starting quarterback. Their starting running back is injured, and he's questionable to play. And you're playing the best quarterback in the game, and they got a 9-point advantage. The bookies are giving them 9 points. Okay,
because they're in Lambeau too.
Packers all the way.
Marcus.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers. Come on. I mean, like this probably be, who's really going to watch this game? I mean, this has to be the worst Monday night matchup.
You got to review it.
I watched the highlights.
Oh, okay.
The replay on NFL Channel.
All right, so we all agreed on the Packers. Let's skip down. We're gonna go to Falcons and Bucks. Marcus, who you got on this one?
Once again, when both teams are doing bad too, it's hard to pick. But I gotta go with the Falcons. I just have more faith in them than the Buccaneers. I still got faith in Matt Ryan. I believe in their offense. The defense is terrible. I believe in the offense, and I just like I said, Fitzmagic is over. I don't really have any faith in what's his name, Jameson. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Mark, who you got on this one?
It's a shame, but one of these teams has to win. But it's hard to believe that the Falcons are 1-4. I think the Falcons will come out victorious in this one.
Who you got, Brian?
I'm with Mark on this one. The Falcons have to win this game. If the Falcons lose this game, with all that offense, with all that firepower, I don't care if you don't bring a defense. You gotta be able to outscore Jameis Winston. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah,
Where's this game at?
This is in Atlanta.
Oh, they got to win this game.
Yeah, I got the Falcons too. The fact that they're 1-4 is mind-boggling. You got the rookie who's out there making plays. Of course, you got Julio, you got Sanu. Running game is still there a little bit. The starter's hurt, but the Bucks. I have no faith in crab legs. Okay, at all. I would actually stay with the course with Fitzgerald. With Fitzpatrick. I can't even lie, but I don't have any faith in the Bucks and crab legs, so I'm going with the Falcons. So the last game we're gonna pick, we held this one for last because this one's gonna be a hard one to pick too. We're gonna let our resident expert actually go last on this one, give him the last word. So I'll start this one off. I'm going with the Bengals.
What? You didn't say you didn't say the matchup, man.
Oh, it's Bengals and Steelers.
Okay.
My bad. Bengals and Steelers.
They're playing in Cincinnati.
And they're playing in Cincinnati. And I'm going with the Bengals because, once again, I keep picking against them and they keep winning. So the Bengals are like the quiet team in the AFC that nobody's paying attention to. They're like 4-1.
They came back. They scored 24 points in the fourth quarter.
On Atlanta. Yep. And they're 4-1, and nobody's really paying them any attention. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one. Brian, who you got?
On this one, I'm going with that team that only has an emblem on one side of the helmet. That would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bengals are doing the dynamite job, but I don't know if it's smoke and mirrors or how they're coming back. But this is like the second game they've had to come back and win. The Steelers showed me something last week. They came out, they did their thing. The defense even came to play last week. And when you go Pittsburgh Bengals, I just see the Bengals just crumbling for some particular reason. They always seem to do something dumb. And I look at statistics I think the Steelers are 5, won the last 5 matches against them. So I'm gonna make it 6. Give me the Steelers.
Marcus.
Well, I said last week that I wasn't going to pick the Steelers again until they give me a reason to have faith in them again. I did pick them to win the division. I'm going to pick against them this week. I'm going to pick the Bengals. Like you said, the Bengals are looking fantastic right now. It's a surprise how well they're doing this year. The only way I would pick the Steelers is if this was the playoffs, because the Steelers pretty much always beat the Bengals in the playoffs. So I'm going to take the Bengals.
And our AFC North resident expert, Mark, who you got?
It is surprising to see that the Steelers mirror the same record as the Cleveland Browns. But I'm gonna have to ride my boys with this one all the way. Cincinnati seems to they've been in every single game. They've been a shootout. It's been close to the scores. I don't think that Cincinnati can take this one this time. As long as we don't get no stupid refs calling no dumb plays, I'm taking Pittsburgh all the way.
Especially with Antonio and Ben having a little reunion last week with their 2 touchdowns.
All right, so those are the games for this week coming up. Now we're just going to get into some of the hot topics that are going on in the NFL right now.
Real quick before we go there, just remember too, you guys can pick these games with us on the Pro Pick'em on Yahoo. You can all feel free to join. You're a little late to the game now. I'm winning, but
By 1.
I'm winning by 2. But you guys can help pick us, and you can also jump on our Twitter too, Delay a Game, and you can pick the games with us too.
I'll put links to that in the description box.
Okay. Let's talk about the possibility that the Eagles, we're talking about the Eagles being depleted at running back. So let's start with that. We'll talk about the fact that they may be going after McCoy. What's your thoughts on that? Who wants to chime in on that one?
Well, the first part is that when they first heard that Ajayi was hurt, of course, everybody linked the Eagles to Le'Veon Bell, which would be a nightmare if the Eagles did actually acquire him. But Shady does make a lot of sense. Shady was familiar with the head coach, his offenses, because it's like Andy Reid's offense. And when he was left the door, that was due to a dumb college coach that shouldn't have never been there in the first place. Shady's not doing that great this year in Buffalo. Maybe a change of scenery might rejuvenate his career. But I just pray that they take him and not Bell.
I know he has a rib injury right now, though. That's the only thing. He has some type of, I think, cracked cartilage in his ribs is what they said. So I don't know how much help he can be to you, or trade for a banged up running back. It goes back to we've talked about the whole Bell thing. He wants too much. You have to give up the draft picks plus the contract at some point. So,
But do you? I mean, the Eagles could rent him for 1 year.
Is he going to play though?
Well, he'll play out the rest of this year. Yes. To me, it'll be well worth it. And for this division, nobody's risen to the top yet. If the Philadelphia Eagles get Le'Veon Bell, I think the cream rise to the top.
And what if they get LaShawn McCoy?
I think his injury may hamper him a little bit, especially for a couple of games. So I don't think you get that immediate impact that you would if you got Bell. But if they got Bell, they would definitely rock it.
It's immediate, definitely. I mean, I give you that. The thing is the Eagles gave up some draft picks recently too, and some trades that they previously.
And they just rearranged Fletcher Cox's contract.
They did clear some cap space, but
So that's why I thought they were going more
I
after
think
Bell.
they're gonna make a move for
I
one
don't
of
know.
them.
It's gonna be
No,
somebody. But you know what?
No cap space for McCoy.
They might surprise you with who they could go after somebody else that none of us are thinking about. Some of these teams that have these other running backs. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if Chicago would give him up, but not Howard, but Tariq Cohen.
Okay.
Because I think Cohen can start, and then he gives you your return possibility. He's almost like a Sproles. He's another Sproles.
That's true. And it kind of fits their
fits that,
offense,
yeah. So,
what they want to do.
Everybody's looking at Bell, thinking Bell and McCoy, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles went out and surprised.
And another thing about McCoy, his assault from his ex-girlfriend, that thing is still out there lingering
a little bit.
So that may be a little bit of, leery from Philly not really going after him too much, because we don't know what's going to come out of that. We don't know if he's going to be suspended. We don't know what's going to happen with that.
Marcus, what you got on that?
I think it'd be a risk to go after McCoy right now because he's hurt, he's banged up, he hasn't really done anything. I don't think he could help them right now. The Eagles are in dire need. They need something to spark this season to get them going. They'd be much better off going after, if not Bell, that running back you mentioned, Herman.
Yeah, he came to mind, and I think if what's his name wasn't hurt in Atlanta, Freeman wasn't hurt in Atlanta, but Atlanta does have two right behind Freeman. They have it's not I can't think of his name. Coleman. They got Coleman, and then I think it's Smith. I think it's another running back. If Freeman wasn't hurt, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Eagles go after something like Coleman. He could definitely step right into. He's a little bit more of a bruiser, but he's a starting quality running back. So yeah, we have to keep an eye on this one. But don't be surprised if you see them get somebody that's not the obvious name. And another thing too, Chicago needs some draft picks back. They definitely need some draft picks back after the Khalil Mack thing. All right, so let's move on to we'll talk quick about Drew Brees setting the all-time passing yardage record, and I believe he went over 500 touchdowns in that game too.
No, he does that. He'll do that.
No, did you guys see the commercial? The thank you from
Peyton Manning.
I didn't see the full one. I just saw part of it.
The first part of it is hilarious. If you haven't seen it, Google it. YouTube it, whatever. Peyton is funny. Peyton should be a stand-up comedian. I mean, he's cutting tomatoes, and the guy's like saying, "Hey, Drew Brees just did your record." He's like, "Well, which one?" He was like, the passer. He was like, "Well, he didn't do the touchdown one yet." He's like, "That's just great. Had it for like 1,000." You gotta watch it. It's hilarious. But congratulations, Drew Brees. I mean, that was dynamite. And I don't know. I still can't. Every Redskins fan just has to realize now, every time they talk about this, y'all are going to be on there with nobody covering this dude for a 60-yard touchdown.
It's kind of like the Michael Jordan, the poster of Michael Jordan. Redskins is going to be forever.
No, we won't. We won't come up in the conversation, okay? They'll just talk about Breeze. It doesn't matter, who he did it against. Like nobody remembers that Emmitt Smith broke the rushing record against Seattle except me.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
But yeah, I mean, it's a big accomplishment for Drew Brees. You're not talking about the prototypical quarterback. You know, he's not even really 5'8". He's not even really 6 feet tall.
Right.
I think he's 5'10".
Yeah, but they list him as 6 feet.
And what he overcame, I mean, they were saying that there was a point in his career with that shoulder injury that he may not nobody wanted. They feel like there were so many teams that red flagged him and wouldn't even think about
And
something.
then, guys, think about this too. If Miami didn't go after Dante Culpepper, Breeze would have been in Miami. If he didn't have an injury, Breeze could have been in Miami. We might not be talking about this.
He would have been in Miami.
We might not be talking about it. To be truthful, because the combination of him and that head coach is what
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
a
It's like the perfect combination. And I don't think Breeze. I mean, Breeze was good with the Chargers. He wasn't great. He was not like this Drew Brees.
No, because he wasn't allowed to shine like this. I think because Peyton.
And then because they had Tomlinson too.
Yeah, right.
They had Tomlinson.
And Peyton trusts him and works with him so well that it's almost like Breeze is the head coach too.
Yep,
Almost,
on the field.
Yeah,
Yep,
they
yep,
agree with what they're doing.
Yep.
It's not just I'm calling it in and you're going to run it type deal. You know.
They're like the perfect head coach and quarterback combo.
It's truly amazing that they only got one.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's because of their
The
defense. You know, they did some crazy stuff with their defenses and stuff like that. So, probably the hottest topic we're gonna go to this week was OBJ. You know, he's back at it again. He's throwing teammates under the bus.
Not really teammates, mainly
Well,
Eli.
Yeah. So he's even in. I mean, he's got other players throwing tantrums on the sideline now too. So,
I just want someone to explain to me why is Lil Wayne in the interview. I just want someone to explain that to me.
Yeah, you know what? It was real weird. I kind of got a little bit about it. Apparently, Jacina was in there, and they were both in town, and she was trying to convince them to have an interview. They did it at a restaurant. But it was really odd because Lil Wayne didn't really
Contribute anything, yeah.
to that interview. I mean, but like he's OBJ, I mean, shut up.
Yes. I mean, to me, I've never liked OBJ, and it's not because I'm a Cowboys fan. He's one of these diva receivers who puts himself above the team. You don't have to have these diva receivers to have a receiver that produces. Look at what he's done this year since he got his money. Not a damn thing.
I think he just got
Wait.
into it last week.
Yeah, he did. He scored his first touchdown last week.
Well, you can say that's because of Eli.
That's what he said.
But that's what he said.
But who does that?
The whole conversation, he never really talked about his problem. But he's not.
And he never does.
He just put a lot of blame on Eli and a couple other things. But you can't have an interview like that and expect that's going to bring the team back together.
No,
You
not
can't
at all.
put yourself above the team thinking that you're the only one. That was part of the problem with RG3. You kept putting yourself above the team.
Mm-hmm.
And one other note about whoever's Odell Agent is, you got to give him so much props and kudos. He told him, look, if you can just be quiet for 6 months, be quiet, you can be paid. And that's what OBJ did. He was quiet for about 6 months. Once he got paid, now he got the fool.
But again, like Herman brought up too, what the heck was Sterling Shepard doing on the sideline? Why did he never trash
Right,
him?
he was doing an OBJ.
What is wrong with you?
You know, it's ridiculous. So these players see he does it, I can do it too. You know, and they'll be right there throwing Eli or whoever under the bus.
They don't explore Saquon like that too.
Do you think the
He already
coach?
had some of that in him, I think.
Do you think the coach was right to when they asked him about Odell to channel it back to him, like really not really address it?
No.
Yeah. I don't think you give it any kudos.
No, I think you as a head coach. Well, this is the thing. Obviously, the front office is the power when it comes to this. The front office just paid this dude a bunch of money. That coach is in a no-win situation.
Okay.
He had to channel it back and just say, ask him. Old school coaches, like, you take your Parcells, some of your,
Well,
Belichick's and them.
I think he did. He had to address the team. He had to, basically say how he felt and what he said about it to the team. So he did kind of bring it to him. He just didn't bring that to the media's attention.
But this is the thing too, though. And maybe I don't know. You gotta sometimes you gotta let these players know who's in charge. I feel like so. If OBJ is going to throw somebody under the bus, I'm going to tit for tat you, and I'm going to throw you right back under it too. And I'm going to let you know that you have problems, just like everybody else that you're pointing out has problems. You're not above it.
Well, better yet, how about you have a seat on that bench, bud?
Oh, that too. But you know he can't do that. That's the $1 million, however many $1 million man. So that's why I say he's kind of in a no-win situation.
So it's almost like it's over. It's over the coach's head.
It is. I think it's over his head.
What I want to ask OBJ is, okay, you say you drive Eli Manning out of town. Now I will admit, it's probably about that time for Eli Manning to go. But okay, so you drive him out of town. Who's your quarterback?
Exactly.
Superstar quarterbacks aren't just growing off of trees.
Giants backup is.
Exactly.
Webb.
Is it Webb? No, it's not Webb.
No. His name is Davis Webb.
Oh, okay.
They got.
Yeah, they don't. That's the thing. See, they think me so much. They don't realize that a bad quarterback or a worse quarterback, your numbers still ain't gonna improve.
Yeah, not at all.
You still need that quarterback, even no matter what he's doing.
And Geno Smith still up there?
No, is he still?
No, he's somewhere else. He was somewhere in preseason. He wasn't at the
Geno
Giants.
is not there anymore. You sure?
I don't know. Is he?
No, they cut Geno, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, Geno ain't good. I take Eli over Geno any day.
But the thing is this, Eli has been Eli for a few years now. Eli hasn't been elite ever, in my opinion, but really hasn't been elite the last few years. But OBJ has been overcoming it. Why are you not overcoming it now? I mean, he can throw him a little screen pass or a slant, something easy, and Odell would make a big play out of it.
Odell addressed that in the interview. He said, he's tired of these slants and have to run for 60 yards. He wants it over the top.
You know why? Because he don't want to get hit. Because he's a little.
Well, hey, good job, Giants. I'm glad I hope y'all keep it to another.
You don't want to get hit, but I've always felt OBJ was a little overrated. Like to me, he's easy to take out of the game, and because Dallas has done it a couple times, and we've never had a great defense playing against them, but we've managed to. I think we've had more success against him than he has against us. If you look at some of the stats, he's easy to take out of a game, and then his mentality is so weak that once you get him out of the game, he's gonna throw a tantrum on the sideline, beat up a trash can or a bench, and he's done.
You know what I think it is? I don't think a receiver has ever benefited from one catch as much as Odell Beckham has.
Yup.
It's that one catch, which I've watched a couple of college football games where I've seen great catches similar to that, but better since then.
Better ones by what's the name?
By high school in
Houston.
Yeah.
That wide receiver in Houston.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had a touchdown in the end zone. Like Antonio Brown has done better catches than that.
Yeah, because Odell he got a Madden cover because of that catch. That's when he really blew up because of that catch.
But see, as GMs and football people, you should be able to see this stuff and realize this dude's not dominating he's not going out dominating like Julio, AJ Green, Antonio Brown. To me, he's not there. He's not on their level, in my opinion.
He hasn't done it. He definitely hasn't done it
Consistently, not at all. They do it consistently. They do it consistently, and to me, he doesn't. And he runs his mouth, and he's too much of a problem to deal with somebody who doesn't do it consistently. So he's doing exactly what I expected him to do. And hey, more power to him. Like Brian said, keep imploding the Giants. It's just one less team for us to have to worry about in the division.
He's a team killer.
Yeah. So, I think that was the last hot topic we had for the week.
Unless Marcus wants to talk about his number one corner getting benched in the second half.
I think we might lose the audio if he goes on.
Yeah, Dave Snyder might cut my phone service off if I start doing that. I think he's the one responsible for the video outage.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this one up for the week. We appreciate you guys sticking with us through the technical difficulties. We will be back video and audio next week. Again, thanks for watching the show. Marcus, you want to? Brian, you got any final thoughts?
Thanks for listening and enjoy the football tomorrow and the rest of the season.
Mark, how about you?
Have a great week.
And Marcus, you want to go on and take us out?
Yeah, I just want to apologize again for the technical difficulty. Even though you get to see my handsome face the rest of the time, but next week hopefully we'll be back on track. I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the little bell so you get notifications when we go live. See you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.